exact spot where we needed to be. Oh, more running. Are they still looking for another meal? Let's go and find out. This has been a great example of just how quickly and how effectively these animals move. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Now, zebra will chase wild dog. Now, that wild dog's noticed, this adult has noticed that there's some folds here. Probably going to stop the car rather than moving so VM can film more effectively, but watch closely. Watch very closely. And wild dog, as well as jackal, have had their tails stripped off. Listen to the zebra's call. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and all the pups are behind them. But like I said, you got to be careful. Zebra will strip the tail right off a wild dog or a jackal. And this is awesome. Look at this interaction. I don't know. That's looks like a prig. Oh, no, I think that's a stallion at the back there, or is it a pregnant female? No, I think that is a stallion at the back. The one in front is a pregnant female, but I think the stallion is hanging back to make sure that his ladies are safe. Look at this. And certainly the foal will be slightly vulnerable, but like I said, zebra don't tolerate rubbish from wild dog and or cheetah sometimes, and will chase them and bite them and kick them. Let's keep going and get a bit closer to the action. How awesome is this? You thought you were going to be watching wild dog being escorted down the road by a zebra with us in hot pursuits. I certainly didn't when I headed out this afternoon. This one's carrying a giant land snail in its mouth. And it's squealing with excitement. It's so proud of itself. Look what I've got, leave the zebra. I've got a giant land snail. Let's see what happens. Oh, he doesn't. It's the duiker or the steenbok's head. Forgive me and my excitement, but it is the head. It's the trophy that I spoke about earlier. Whoever had the largest chunk of that animal was going to display it like a trophy, and that's the lucky individual. In my defense, it did look like a snail at the speed we were traveling at. I still couldn't tell whether it was a steenbok or a duiker. Anyway, a small antelope was consumed. Hello, Miss Lynn in North Carolina. And no, it's not just the pups that will make this high-pitched noise, but also the adults. And this is the individual with that skull. And that high-pitched twittering is a common ritualistic kind of greeting that adults as well as pups will perform on a daily basis. Yeah, I've been looking through my binoculars to try and work out what exactly the skull is and what animal it belongs to, but very, very tricky to tell at this stage of the game. But either a steenbok or a duiker. Not all antelope will actually make a noise when they are being killed, so that's something for the notebooks. Impala are typically silent. Kudu and Nyala also bushbuck. Most of them are actually silent. Duiker I know for certain squeal, and steenbok to a degree. Okay. off it goes. Hello to Ellen in Arkansas, and you've noticed that they typically go after smaller prey, and you're surprised that they don't try and take down bigger prey. I hear you for sure, Ellen, but it's just easier and less dangerous to take down smaller prey. So I think that's why they do it. They're not big animals either, Ellen. They're small and quite dainty. I mean, they're certainly not powerful beasts, and therefore taking down smaller prey is a little bit easier for them. Very, very spindly legs.
If I'm coming, yeah, I did. You would have been color.
Charlotte, I'm not too sure why wild dogs' coats vary so much throughout various parts of Africa. Charlotte was lucky enough to work with wild dogs in the Tuli block in Botswana, just north of us, not too far away. And she said the pack over there, or the packs over there, were very white in color, and these appear to have more yellow. The time I've spent up in the Aberdare Mountains in Kenya, there was a pack there that was very black in color. So not too sure why their colors will vary. I guess just genetic lineage over time will lean to one kind of color gene being more dominant than another, but not for any given reason, I don't think, other than default.